This training is going to cover the upgrade of what has been the proxy enrollment tool for Cornerstone. The proxy enrollment tool has been the method for which administrators would assign training to their users. And like the proxy enrollment tool, the learning assignment tool will allow you to assign training to users and to organizational units. And there's upgrades with this tool that makes the process more streamlined and intuitive. And also there's some additional live reporting features within the proxy enrollment or within the learning assignment tool. Today the training is going to take place on the staging or the pilot environment. And the learning assignment tool is turned on in that environment. So everyone should have access to the pilot environment so they can test, so that you can test the learning assignment tool. Starting March 6th, this tool will become live in production. So, and after today, I'm going to post this training. This is the last training that I have scheduled for the learning assignment tool, but I will post this on the learning management system, and I will assign it out to all the learning administrators. So you should receive an assignment later today, and it'll just be a YouTube video of this training. So to get started, this is going to, like I said, right now I'm in the stage or the pilot environment. I'll log in. I apologize, it's a little slow. Okay, so as with the proxy enrollment tool, the learning assignment tool is going to be located under the admin tab. So depending on what rights you have within the learning management system, you're probably not going to have all of these options that I have in my drop-down menu. So, but you should have the learning assignment tool in your admin drop-down. And again, this is only live in pilot. It's not live in production yet. So I'll click on the Learning Assignment Tool tab, and it takes me to the Learning Assignment Tool page. And whenever I first get to the page, it's going to show me all of the learning assignments that have been created. And it's also going to include the proxy enrollments that have been created. So whenever we roll live with this on March 6th, you aren't going to lose the history of the proxy enrollments that you have created. They will be listed, and the individual proxy enrollment will be the actual title. With the learning assignments, you have the ability to create a title for an assignment and group training within that assignment. And one of the ways that you can tell the difference between a past proxy enrollment and a new learning assignment is that the learning assignments will have an assignment ID. So if you do not see an assignment ID, that means that training was previously assigned using the proxy enrollment feature. If you do any assignments, or if you have done any proxy enrollments for certification, that is still done the same way. You'll just reach those from the Options tab and selecting Certification Enrollment. That has not changed. The only thing that has changed is the proxy enrollment tool, and which is now the learning assignment tool. So again, this is going to list all of the assignments that have been created. It's going to list the ID, what type of enrollment, whether or not it has processed, when it was processed or created, and who it was created by. Also have a search field that I can search for past assignments. And we can also sort the way this is displayed. Right now, we only have four assignments, so as you use this tool more, the filtering options will become more useful to you. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in and create my assignment. And all you have to do is click the Create Assignment button. And the first thing that I want to point out is the navigation of the assignment tool. The navigation of the assignment tool is going to be at the very bottom of the page. You'll see we have the next button, Save Draft and Cancel. And the Save Draft is a new feature. Before, with the proxy enrollment, you would not be able to save the enrollment if you got pulled away from the computer. So if you are in the middle of an enrollment now, all you have to do is click Save Draft, and it will automatically save the draft. And then you'll just go back to the original learning assignment or managed learning assignment page to pull up that draft. So I'm going to name this Safety 2017. The title is required, and the description is not required. And on this page, on the setup page, this is where you're going to set the title. It's also where you're going to select the training. And to select the training, you would click the Select Training button. There's a little pop-up with a search field, and I can search for training based upon title. I can search for my 101 courses, and all the 101 courses are going to show up. I'm going to also search for safety. And any course with the title, with safety in the title, is going to show up. So you'll see the curriculum is also showing up. Just like with the proxy enrollment tool, the icons are going to be the same. The stack of books is going to be a curriculum. The computer screen is going to be online training. So I'm going to select the courses I want to add to the learning assignment. You'll see that the Selected tab is adding the courses that I've selected. If I decide I don't want one of the training items in the assignment, I can just X out, and it will delete that item. And once I have all of my courses selected that I want to include in this assignment, I click the Select button. You'll see all the training items have been added. I'm going to unmute to see if we have any questions so far. Does anybody have any questions? No. Okay. Okay, so moving on to the next step. The next step will be the options for the training assignment. And just like the proxy enrollment tool, we have two types of assignments. We have a standard assignment and a dynamic assignment. Standard assignment is going to process one time, and a dynamic assignment is going to process continuously or periodically based upon whether or not a user meets a certain organizational unit criteria. And what that means is if you have a training program set up for, let's say, plant operators, anytime you add a user and when you add that user to the system, if their job title or department falls within that organizational unit, they will automatically receive the training. But for this example, I'm going to leave it as standard. And as before with the proxy enrollments, I recommend selecting Assigned, Approved, and Registered. If we left it on Assign only, it would imply that there's an approval process that the user would have to go through, meaning the training is not going to be automatically approved. So whenever the user logs in and views the training, they'll see a request button instead of a launch button. So they would have to request that training, and then their manager or administrator would have to log into the learning management system and approve the training. So I recommend assigned, approved, and registered. Email settings are, I'll always leave the email settings as a default. Email settings are not turned on for proxy enrollments except for, for learning assignments. The only thing that we have emails turned on for are for password resets and for certification notices, whenever someone's registered into a certification and whenever someone's about to expire or renew in a certification. So I'm going to click Next and move on to Schedule. And Schedule, we have a couple of options. We can have the proxy and have the learning assignment process as soon as it is submitted, or we can set it for a specific date. Let's say I want to set this training to be issued on April 3rd. You can also set a time, 9 a.m. And whenever I click Submit, this training will be issued on April 3rd. If you select a specific date, then once it's submitted, the enrollment is going to say, or the assignment is going to stay in queue until 9 a.m. on April 3rd. So that'll give you the opportunity, if you wanted, to delete or make changes to the enrollment or assignment. If you select as soon as assignment is submitted, then once you click Submit, the training is assigned to your users, and there's not really any way, once you click Submit, there's nothing that you can do to stop the assignment. It will automatically or assign the training to the users. And training start date and training due date, do not recommend setting any start dates or due dates. If you wanted to have any type of renewal or requirement set with your training, I recommend using certification. And if you're interested in training with certifications, I'd be more than happy to schedule another session to discuss that. I'm going to click Next, and the next page is going to allow me to select my users. And again, just like with the proxy enrollment tool, we have the option to select organizational units by job title, department, or plant location, any group that you have set up, or users. And the nice thing about users is, or plant locations, we have the intuitive search. So if you start typing something, it's going to list the Smiths I have, and I can go ahead and select that user, and it will add the user to the enrollment. Or, as with before, we can click the little search pop-up, and you can make your selection that way. I'm going to assign this to myself. The pop-up option seems to be working better than the search field for whatever reason. The enable force initial assignment, what this is going to do, if the user has already completed the training, then you would want to select this option to assign them a new occurrence of the training. And only include users in the completed status means that if anyone has started the training and they're in a progress status, it's going to leave them in progress. If you deselect this, it's going to force users in progress and completed. And click next. It's going to take me to the confirmation page. And click submit. And then confirm the submittal. And this is in queue. And in a few minutes, it should update to process. And I know we're almost close to the end of the call, but one thing I wanted to show you real quick is the live training for each one of the enrollments, or the live reporting for the enrollments. If you click on the title of the enrollment or the assignment, it's going to show you the training, and you can view the status. Let me find a better example. Okay, so the hazardous materials safety, you see that I have 2 in progress and 1 that's completed. And I can select an individual training item and see that 1's completed and 2 have not started for course 11701. You can also scroll down to the bottom and you can see all the users that received the assignment, and you can also view the status this way. These users have not started, and Davey has started 2 courses and has completed 1, and it shows the date that it was completed. Okay. All right. Well, if you have any questions or need any further assistance with this, please feel free to give me a call, and if we need, I can set up a meeting. All this information is covered within the PDF that I sent out last week or the week before. So thank you very much for your time today, and have a great day.
Thank you.